Wedge, I've lost my gunner. Follow me on the next pass. Good shot, Jensen. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Unsealed and Revealed. It's the web series from Sideshow in which all manner of zaniness will occur, canon will occur, while me and two of my besties unbox the latest and greatest coolness from the 6-scale galaxy far, far away. I'm Terry Smith, the host of the show. With me, as always, out in California are Guy Klender and Paul Hernandez, and we are on our third Star Wars figure of the week in this huge Star Wars Unsealed and Revealed week leading up to Star Wars Celebration. Guys, are you as excited about this as I clearly am?
I'm loving it. This is one I've waited for forever, and now I'm realizing I should have worn my Red 5 helmet. Gosh darn it. I mean, I'm going to put one on the figure. It would have made sense.
Yeah. I thought about wearing my Red. Yeah.
And Guy wears it when he drives home anyways. I don't know why he left it in the car.
That's safety, folks. Understand. Safety.
Yeah.
That way you don't need to wear a seatbelt.
Yeah, these things are, they're
See,
really
Paul,
freaking cool.
you understand. It's an either or.
I have a Red 5 helmet in the basement, but the spiders built a nest in it, so I decided that that's not where it. Yeah.
No, don't do
so
that.
Yeah. Well, again, like we said, welcome to Unsealed and Revealed. We are live once again, and we're going to be unboxing this fabulous Snowspeeder Luke 6-scale figure by Hot Toys. Before we get into it, we want to talk a little bit about Celebration. As we mentioned on the show yesterday, the great Guy Klender is going to be down at Celebration Anaheim this week, and he's going to be walking around the con floor. So if you happen to be there and you see him, head on over to him, and he's going to expect you to say, "Tread watch," just like that. And if you do, he'll have something really cool for you. Right, Guy? Oh,
take a look.
And here we are. Yeah, our Stormtrooper intern is there to show you exactly what it is the Guy's going to be showcasing.
We have merch.
We have merch.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yeah.
We made it.
It's really cool.
I'm digging on it. I think it's very, very fun to have these on. As you can see, our Stormtrooper intern is a hunt and peck typist, which is why he doesn't respond very quickly and why he also doesn't moderate in the groups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Paul will have lots of questions to tell today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are very excited. And look, we have merch. If you show up and you say, "Tread watch," just like, not like,
well done,
like
Paul.
Terry Smith. Thank you.
Well done, Paul.
Yeah. You can get some of those
approval.
stickers. Guy will have them. Maybe myself, producer Alan will have them because we will also be down there filming a bunch of stuff. Maybe you guys can run into us. We've got some fun stuff for all of you guys. And yeah, look at us now. We've got our shows have merch now for all
That's
of
exciting.
my for my teacher, Mr. Calvin, who said you're never going to be on a 6-scale posing show and eventually have merch.
Take
with
that,
two older
mister.
Gentlemen. This teaches you.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, ha, mister.
Never say never, people. Never say never.
Never say never. But if you want to see, if you can't make it to Celebration, please go to side.show/celebration. That will be your hub, your Black Spire outpost for all things that are going to be Celebration online. Follow along with Sideshow. We've got rewards, we've got giveaways, we've got new reveals, and we're going to be covering the con and hopefully like having you guys in our pocket the entire time so you can feel like you're at Celebration if you can't make it. But if you are going to be there, Sideshow's at booth 2719. Come say hi. We're going to have some stuff there that has never been seen before, ever. From Sideshow, from Hot Toys, from some of our other distributors. So you're definitely going to want to show up and not going to want to miss it.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
That's our show.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, everybody.
I know
Okay,
that
thanks for
show.
joining us today.
I know that show.
Yep. That's pretty exciting. Well, I can see that our intern is still hard at work. Thanks very much, Stormtrooper intern. It's always good to see you on the show. He doesn't say much, which makes me think. I thought you would actually be a much better typist than that. So,
well, to be honest, the Wi-Fi in the Death Star sucks. I found a flaw in the plans, but I can't get the thing through in time.
You can't ping anybody about it. Oh,
I would like. Well, it's too bad that he's gone because I was actually going to try to get a comment from him because I did notice that we've never seen the Stormtrooper intern and my brother Barry in the same room together at the same time. Yeah. So, I don't know if you had anything to say about that Stormtrooper intern. But, care to comment?
Terry, this seems like conspiracy theories that you're going for.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
We avoid
I don't
those
do
on our
conspiracy theories. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who
What
you're
do you
talking
mean?
about when you refer to this Barry fellow.
He's,
Oh.
you don't want to meet him. He's a
He's the guy in the van again outside.
yeah.
Rebel scum.
Yeah.
He's rebel scum.
He's a, yes, a true
All
vandal.
right.
He's the
Okay, well,
swamp
without-
creature in Dagobah.
Without further ado, and we're going to go with a do today instead of a flom. I'd like to see what this figure looks like, guys.
All right.
So, yeah, why don't we just
Let's-
go ahead and let you get you off your chain and do your thing.
All right, let's take a look. Okay, so first up, we are going to have that classic style of the two-tone black, as well as the photo of the figure. However, this is a slip cover. Now, if you have any of the other 40th anniversary figures, they did a Darth Vader, they've done a Lando, which we got to do on our show, which is, I believe, currently still available on the site. All of those are done in this 40th anniversary style packaging, reminiscent of toys we had back when we were kids. And then even around the side, getting great photographs, kind of the way in which they showed off the toys then. Now, this is in a very sturdy style box. I'm going to open up the top. And now, Terry, I know, it's not your thing, the instructions. Not really your bag. However,
What do you mean?
not only are there cool things about this instructions that are important for you to learn, but if you followed along and seen any of our other 40th anniversary, here you go. You
that's
got
right,
all
it
of this
did this.
information,
Yeah.
but
Oh, that
Okay.
is tight.
so
Yeah.
I believe that is suitable for framing. So it's very cool to have that. I dig that they've done that. We are going to slide out the tray and dive into what the figure is. Connected to the top tray, it's going to be a smaller tray that is going to have our detonator, our light up arm, and our swap out hands. The main tray is going to have our figure, which I'm going to set right here. It's going to have all of the elements of our helmet, and I say all of the elements because it does come in multiple pieces, and we are going to go over that as well. We are going to have his grappling gun, his blaster, his all-important lightsaber, a motion blade, and the display base. We're going to go over all of that, as well as batteries for your light-up feature. Okay, you're going to have all of that. And there's a lot to go over with that, but let's first dive in and talk figure. First up, let's take a look at that head sculpt. There he is.
Yeah, it looks good.
Love it. Got the bright, determined eyes. This is definitely a great Mark Hamill figure there. But as you can see, growing up in Michigan, we had winter about 11 months out of the year. And so the winter items and the Hoth stuff and the snow things and this and the other were always a big deal. And so seeing that when I was a kid was definitely a big deal. And this jacket was super, super cool. We take a look at the design in there, and of course we do have that life support system there on the front, and you can see that they've done some weathering there on the little toggle switches there. The hoses are all done nicely, but that white vest underneath as well as that flight jacket, all given a lot of weathering. Now I'm going to try and turn the lights on and off so you can see it in different ways, but there you go. And maybe that's a little bit better for this particular one to really show off the weathering, the dirt and grime that's been put on all of the folds down on there. And those are all like hand done, cut and sew to get the folds like that, as well as around the white vest underneath. I mean, just really, really beautifully done.
Yeah, that's a lot of nice work.
And the poofy neck there, which is pretty darn cool.
I've had a jacket or two with a boofy neck.
I love this jacket.
Quite warm.
And at Disneyland and Disney World, they do offer a style similar to this in that orange. And I think while I'm down at Celebration in Anaheim, I may have to pick myself up a winter jacket as we move into the warm summer months. That just seems like a really wise choice. Let's work our way down. We're going to stay in close-up for a lot of this because the detail on this is so amazing. Thank you, Michael. Working our way down. Now, I just pulled this straight out of the box. And yes, that belt is not permanently attached. You see as I spin that around, it does have Velcro. So, position that buckle accordingly. But he has all of the
stuff, all of the things.
pouches and stuff that go around. And these are permanently attached. Sorry about that. I was digging on the pouches there. All right.
Yeah,
now,
well, it's worth digging.
As I work over onto this side here, you see that there is the hook. That is going to be your lightsaber hook. And you see next to it is a little D-ring. You are going to want to use tweezers or something like that for this when you choose to attach the grappling gun to that. Okay. That is entirely up to you, but obviously give yourself time to do that, and that is going to be delicate, but I do want you to see that is there. But while we're still there in the close-up, you see it's the jacket that really gets a lot of the weathering, and that makes a lot of sense. Probably their flight suits went into the dry cleaning or the laundry a little bit more than it did for the jacket. Now we look at the gloves. Now, these were a welding glove. In fact, yes, I did find an original pair of these welding gloves. And in order to cover up the emblem of the maker, they added a comm link. That's how they did the thing there. So
that's reasonable.
Yep. So you do have the comm link on there. Now, what you see on this is you see that it is split. Okay. And that's obviously for articulation. When I show off the swap out arm that you're going to have, I'm going to show off that gauntlet is just a little bit different, and you're going to see why a little bit later on. But you see the edges of the jacket in that joint.
Guy, I can tell here that that's a very unique sort of a fabric on the jacket. Is it's not? It's kind of like a nylon, right? Is it
yes.
Fabric?
Yep. This is a nylon, so it has a hint of a sheen to it. Let's see if I hit the light. Well, it's a little bright there that you're not really seeing. That you're getting that. Yeah, you kind of see that sheen that it has to it, which I think is really darn cool, right? Such a neat idea. And then working our way down, from waist down, we get the flight suit underneath it, and this is in that brighter orange. It's a little more vibrant. The jacket was a slightly dulled, and then, of course, much more weathering. The life support tube that kind of plugs into the pocket there, that is loose. Okay, it is supposed to be that way when you're posing it when you're doing waist and side bends or something like that. If it lifts out, you just tuck it right back in. Okay, not to be worried about that. I always liked these. The little belt straps.
Yeah, the straps. Yeah.
Yep. Again, I am not a pilot. Shocking. But if anyone is, and they can tell me what exactly those are about, they're on the side.
I would imagine it's for fastening to the ejection seat or something like that.
Something like that.
I'm not a pilot either. That's kind of where snacks.
Snacks. Yeah, it's for snackies. It's for snackies.
Hang
Paul is
right off the side.
I know that Bosk had those on his suit as well, as I recall. That's just something that went across, and did the TIE fighter pilots did as well. So I think it's just something that everybody has. And
they've all got that.
If you sit in a pilot seat, you're gonna have the straps.
Now there is. I'm showing this as one of our first accessories, but I'm showing it next to the holster, and that is a magnetic holster.
Nice.
Don't know if you can hear the clink of the magnet as you go down. Work our way down there on the side. We're going to have the little pods. Not exactly sure what those were, but again, that's the neat part about Star Wars, is it had a lot of those greeblies, even in costuming. But we work our way down to the all-important boot. This was such a cool design. And this is all done out of soft good. And Michael, thank you very much for staying in close up, because we're going to show off the articulation point of it as well as the design. In the lower part of the shoe, right here, as well as the top, this is a leather-like, okay? And what I mean by that is, well, not only is it leather-like, but it has that kind of flat sheen that you have from leather, where the top is more done in a suede style, okay? This is, that feels lovely.
Hey, Guy, we have another we have actually a comment about those straps from
Yes?
Bitter Asian, our friend Paul over at Bitter Asian Dude Incorporated. Hello, Paul. Thanks for chiming in for this one, man. It's good
He's
to, good
worn
to
a
see you out
suit
there.
like this.
Yes, and he says, as I call them, suicide straps. I keep tripping on them, he says. So,
Wow.
so suicide straps and Scotch tape are the two banes of Paul Sun-Hyung Lee's existence. For those of you who aren't aware, Bitter Asian Dude Incorporated is Paul Sun-Hyung Lee. You may know him as Captain Carson Teva, the X-wing pilot who keeps showing up on the Mandalorian. It's always a pleasure to have Captain Carson Teva on the show. So thanks for chiming in there, Paul. Paul actually has a YouTube channel devoted to collectibles of all types, but he focuses largely on hot toys. So if you haven't checked him out, you really should hop on over there and give it a look. It's a lot of fun.
Paul's got all kind of stuff, and I enjoy my Sunday evenings watching Paul.
I'm there almost every Sunday night. Then there's even a drinking game. So
So you can't go wrong. So you can't go wrong, and I love it. And Paul, thank you so much for tuning in. The fact that I'm pretty sure he will have pre-ordered this one because you've worn the suit. That's the coolest. All right, let's.
To be clear, it's a blue milk drinking game.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, duh. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a wonderful producer, but there are times
You have to wonder.
he calls it the Star Wars. Hey, I don't know what you do.
What?
Anyway,
Wow, that's old school. That's actually kind of impressive. Yeah.
all right, so let's go back to the close-up on that boot. As I said, so we get that two-tone. We get that leather on the outer there as well as that suede on the top. But we get, yes, that's right, this is a phrase you're going to want to remember all weekend.
Red Watch.
Thank you, Paul. I don't know what Terry's doing.
Yeah.
He's just mesmerized. But when we
He
take
let
a
me
look
the
at
reins today.
when we
Thanks,
take a
Terry.
look at that,
Somebody sent me something in the chat at the same time.
Tread
Watch. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate
thank you, Terry. If you notice a
Good man.
lapse in today's show, this is a pretty interesting one because let's take a look. The bottom portion of the shoe right there is actually a hard surface, but that leather that loops around and is tucked in there is actually that kind of soft good. But
How did they do that?
yeah, exactly. Like that. That is some incredible
That's really
detail.
cool.
And while we're there at that,
It's upside down, dude.
that's rich. Yeah, which you can
We
also
need
say.
we need a new intern.
Yeah.
Red Watch. Happy now?
Thank you.
Just zooming in on the camera.
Tread watch.
Zoom
Tread
in.
watch. Tread watch.
As
Tread
you
watch.
see on this, because we've got it there, we get a lot of articulation, and it's completely covered. So I'm able to rock back and forth, turn side to side, lift and lower. This intern is probably going to stand here for the rest of the show. Terry, would you please tell the intern that his services are no longer needed?
I actually just thought that there was a
There
new
we go.
decision to keep the Tread Watch logo on the lower third,
On the
but
lower
budget
third, and it's-
constraints
but it's
prevented
just-
us from actually having a graphic. So now
It's
we've
just
got the intern
handheld.
just holding.
It's
out
just
there.
handheld
Good
by
Morning
somebody.
America?
It's practical
That
effects.
kind of money.
Yeah.
we don't have that.
I will,
Get out of here.
Guy, I will give you $5 if you will wear that sticker on your head for the rest of the show. Thank you.
Well, could it be in rewards points? I'll take 5 in rewards points.
Of course, it's
because
in
then I know
rewards
what I'm going to
points.
spend it on.
Jeez.
So that takes us through the outfit. Absolutely incredible. I want to go over articulation. Then we're going to get into accessories. And yes, some of those are going to be outfit based, AKA the helmet. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have ball jointed head. You can see there's no split there in the neck. So we get a nice clean look. We're able to turn side to side. Tilt, lean.
I don't know. I feel like.
Particularly if we're looking up at an AT-AT going, how the heck am I going to get up there? Which was not a line of dialogue, so I'm not in trouble for that.
No,
now let's
but
take a
it's,
look
yeah.
at the shoulder.
Internalized. Internal monologue.
Shoulder, as you can see, got that butterfly joint. And that's great if we're going to use both hands, like say on the grappling.
Yeah.
Out to the side,
Go.
straight forward, and back. Double jointed on there. Pivot. And as we talked about, that wrist peg underneath the
Yeah. communicator.
Yep.
Call it thing.
Yep. Now, down onto the chest. Now, we're not going to do what we did in the last show and make Paul do this. But
I might.
if he is doing it along with us, it would be neat. We could always cut to that if we do. There we go. See? And a left and a right and a left and a right and a left and a right and a left and a right. Yep. See? See, folks? It's look at that
just wait to get my age,
realistic, lifelike posability and movement you're able to do. You can also turn to the side.
Hey, Alan, if you can hear me, I'd like to renegotiate my contract, please.
Yeah, now with the new cardio
After the
element,
show.
we
I
get.
guess what I should say is I'd like a contract.
I'd like a contract. In addition to that twist, the lean, we also are able to go forward and extend back. Again, doing that as well as the head gives us a look up at just how gosh darn large that AT-AT is. We work our way down into hip. We are able to, I'm going to let Michael catch up and pan down there under the leg. Thank you, Michael. We are able to turn the leg in and out. Extend to the side. Don't trip over those straps. That's very deadly, as we've learned from one of our viewers.
Only Paul does that. It's
Only Paul does that. Straight out to the front. We're able to go back a little bit as well. If you can hear that, that's that double joint and ratchet style. And then, as I said, that rollerball design. There.
You know, speaking of Paul Guy, there's something I forgot to mention, and that's I just wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to anybody out there in the webosphere who may actually be a first-time viewer of the show. If you are a first-time viewer of Unsealed and Revealed, call yourself out in the chat so that we can call you out on the show. Let Paul know in the chats if it's your first time, and he'll shoot it my way, and I'll make sure that everybody knows that you're here, and give you a customized hello, personalized hello. So yeah, as you were, Guy. Sorry to interrupt.
It's
No,
like
no,
Cameo,
not at
but
all.
worse.
The cameo, but worse. Yeah.
Terry, we've got some fun accessories to go over, and I'd like to show those off, but you pretty clear with what our posability on this is for when you get ready to tell me how to pose it up?
Yeah, I'm totally clear, and I'm probably, and as I usually do, I'm probably going to ask you to do something that you clearly demonstrated that it's not able to do. So
that's all right. No, I think we're pretty good on this. Obviously, we've got a large puffy jacket, so we may have to go a little slower on some of the movements on it, but we do have a really good range of motion on this figure. Now, the next thing to look at is going to be the helmet. And this is a beautifully done helmet, and it's done in a couple of different ways and a couple of different poses. So if we can do a close-up on just the portrait. Now, I will try and do these with it just on him, but of course, if I needed to remove the head, we can. Now, we're going to see this was me in 1977, and that's me now.
How long have you been holding that? How long have you been waiting to do that, dude?
And it's, it's scary, but that's the truth. So anyway, as you can see, we've got a magnet back there. Now, this allows us to put on the inner helmet lining, or often referred to in NASA as the Snoopy. It has a magnet as well. I'm going to put that on. Nice and snug on there. In fact, you know what? For our purposes, I'm actually going to remove the head. Michael, is that better if I remove the head and kind of set down here? Okay. We see it there. That little strap is flexible, and I just tuck it underneath. And sorry if I keep kind of lifting and changing. I'm going to keep putting it down there. Boom. We were able to do that.
Is it flexible like Stretch Armstrong, Guy?
Well, there's one person here that could tell you how stretchy Stretch Armstrong is.
I know.
So the only way we can do that is to bring him on the air and talk about it. We could if you like. But you do have some posability with that. Next up, amazing helmet. Take a look from the side. Beautiful weathering on this here, all the way down to the little mic, the lenses. Now, I'm going to move the head off, and we're going to talk about the helmet. Yes, those move.
Ooh.
Yes, this is positionable. Now,
that's exciting.
Now let's talk about how you put it on the figure. Now this piece here, again, follow these instructions in your beautifully done book. That actually comes out. Okay, this is
clever.
It's for safety. It's for safety as far as when you're doing it. I'm glad you agree. On there. Now the the back. What you're going to do with this one here is remove this here. Okay, that lifts up and off, and then you see how it's in two halves. I separate those halves, and then I'll put them over the helmet, or put them over the head. And then I will lock that back on, position it where I need. I did it with the things up. Now, the last piece you have with it is the chin strap. This is also a soft material. Okay, it's not magnetically held in. It's just a tension hold. I put on the chin and slide up. Now, I used a couple photo references from the film when looking at how to do it, and they do ride pretty darn high, almost up to about where the ear would be from that. And I'm going to set those in there. Are you still wearing your helmet, Terry?
No.
Can you put your helmet back on? I mean, I think it's kind of important if we are doing a show with the helmet.
Well, if I put the helmet on, then I can't put my glasses on, and I can't see what you're doing without my glasses. So it was a.
So with the blast shield down, how are you supposed to?
Exactly so.
How are you supposed to pose? Is that what you're saying?
Well played.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, I haven't been waiting to.
I'll put it back on for the posing, just for you. Yeah.
Exactly. But
And
take
for
a look
everybody
at that's what we have with the helmet. Now,
cool.
I think you saw when I put it on him, I did have the lenses up.
Yeah.
That's still able to be moved once you have it on them. So don't think that once you've put the helmet on, you're like, oh, gosh darn it, now I got to undo it and redo it because I want the glasses down. You still are able to move that around.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now his that'll do that without actually scratching the
scratching the paint.
The Snoopy. Yeah.
Nope, not a problem. You
All
don't
right.
don't have a problem with that. So I'm gonna
Hot Toys again with the brilliant engineering, man. I'm consistently impressed with their ability to pull it off.
beautifully done on there. So, but I'm going to set this off to the side because we've got a lot more accessories and a lot more to talk about, and we're going to do that next. I'm going to put that hair over to the side. I'll put that on myself next. Next, I know this sounds silly to jump the gun here to the display stand, but there's some really cool things about this display stand. That is going to come in
looks great
with the next accessory that we're going to talk about. First up, I like it in the bright white that has the Luke Skywalker there. And they've done a texturized and painted kind of snow. This will allow you when you're doing poses, kind of that foot up, the running through the crunchy snow. Now I'm going to move that off because we're going to see that we do have that snow overlay.
Oh, nice.
Which is neat. We have, that one I don't want to show. I don't want to show this next one yet. Dagobah.
Dagobah, baby.
Okay. Yeah. If you wanted no overlays and wanted just the straight white.
That's attractive.
Is this one here. Now, I removed one because we're going to show that in unison with one. I want to show the way the stand itself is done. As you see, it has a bend up. You know what? I didn't. It has a bend for this waist grab. And by having it outward like that, that's going to allow me to go right over that really cool overlay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's really going to put them in a nice position. Now, I've got one accessory and one overlay that I held off because I want to show them together.
Okay.
And that is this here.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. The big
harpoon gun.
Grappling gun. And we're going to close up on here so you can see all of the bits. Now, there on the back end, you see there's that little clip I talked about. It's very small, very dainty, very delicate. Make sure you're going to use some tweezers with that. Now, don't know if the question is going to pop up about, hey, would I hang it from just that? That on the belt and the weight of a figure, I don't think I'd be really keen to do that. But we do see that that's back area here also is a soft, pliable. Okay. Here in the front, we've got, of course, the part that shoots out. And I'm going to kind of extend that out for you to see. But here's what I held off on, okay? And that there is one more overlay that is the underside of the AT-AT. Okay, a very interesting thing. Like,
that's
well,
cool.
that's pretty neat. And here's why. Magnet.
It's a
Magnet.
great idea.
Whoa.
Magnet.
So
Really,
you can
really fun.
legitimately-
Really, really a fun idea to have that. Now, I do want to show how this goes back. What you're going to do in order to return it to its position. Pull that
Dude,
back.
no, seriously, because you can legitimately find a way to strap that thing to the bottom of a glass DTOF shelf and
Yep.
suspend your Luke from that
Yep.
upside, but just put it upside down when it's right side up, flip it over,
Boom.
and then just have it hanging there. That is
Use
sheer
a little
genius.
Use some monofilament and all of that. Now,
That by itself might very well just make this figure of the year for me. That's so
Isn't it cool?
damn cool. Yeah.
now I've slid that
A
all the way
decree of day.
all the way back, and that's going to
Calling
pull
it out.
the magnetic front end all the way back in, leaving that string there. And you see that I do have this little plastic that sticks out there. I'm going to hand wrap that to get that back in. It's not like it coils on anything. So when you do that, you're going to take a little time. I'm actually going to set this off to the side for the moment. But I thought you'd dig on the fact that it even has an overlay of AT-AT stuff. Not something that we would normally see. Now let's get into some weaponry.
I'm into it.
All right, we did have that grappling gun. We're going to have the blaster,
DL44.
the DL44. And this was the second time we saw this blaster. This was the first time we saw it with the silver end.
Yes.
The scoping was a little bit different, but to see modifications on that. That, of course, as I said, does go directly into the holster. We're going to have his cool little detonator.
Yep.
You know what this is. You may even have one of those in your house.
I got one right friggin' here, guy.
Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. Exactly. So we are going to have his saber, as we talked about with the design of the outfit. You have a little D-ring back here that'll go on the hook if you want to hang it from the belt. You have this blade that'll go into it. You also have the motion blade that will go into it. Now, in addition to those, you are going to have this other arm, okay? Now, this is a light-up arm. Now, again, follow your instructions when you do this. Switching out the arms happens above the elbow, and you do want to take your time when you do it. We're not going to do that here on the show as we don't quite have enough time. But what I wanted to talk about is this area here. Number one, there is your battery compartment and light-up area. Whoop. I hit the wrong lights there. That's not the lights I wanted to show. But we're going to light up this saber in a minute. And that is this particular one. The bottom opens and splits out. That is twofold. Number one, so you can put the batteries in. But also for when you go and put it on the figure. Because you're going to have this arm. Remember, that hand does not remove because there's wiring going in there. So you'd put this on, have the jacket in place, and then this goes up and over. It's got a little tiny groove.
Yeah.
Boom, up and over.
Same
Now
as
we've
the-
seen this
same
in a
as
few
the,
other ones, but I did want to go over it. Boom, light up, bright feature. Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that right in your eye there, Terry. But really nice and bright. Really nice and bright.
Yes, it is.
All right. So we've got that. Now, I'm going to turn those off. In addition to that, we're going to have, on the figure, we're relaxed hands with the gloves. We are going to have gripping hands, two of them, because, hey, that grappling gun was a two-handed thing. So we've got those. Then we are going to have non-gloved hands. We've got a
For the
gripping.
Dagobah scenes.
Yep, we've got a gripping right and left. Whoopsie there. Trigger finger right. And more of a relaxed left. All right, so a lot to do a lot of things to look at. But that takes us through all of our accessories, our design, posability, helmet, all of that kind of stuff. So, takes us to posing by proxy.
I'm just trying to think, man. I had an idea, and I don't usually share with you what poses I plan on doing on the show, Guy. But today I did. I actually told Guy in advance. I'm like, this is what I want to try to do with it. But now that I've seen what that base can do, I'm kind of curious. Do you want to try to pull that off?
Hanging it upside down?
Hang it upside down. You'd have to hold on to the base, but no, let's not make it any harder than it has to be. Let's leave that to the fans when they actually get their figures in hand. They can play with that. And if I actually have the opportunity to do a show, whether it's a deep dive or how to be a poser with this figure, then I promise that I will do that myself.
Yes,
but,
I think it's one of those that
with the original plans.
I think I'm excited to do it. Oh,
hey, we have an
look at
intern
that,
to hold
folks.
it upside down.
You can do it.
Okay.
There, look at it.
All right, let's do it.
There we go.
Let's do it. Now, does he? I know we just went over the accessories, but there is a mine, correct? He's got a mine that he can be holding on to.
The detonator, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to hold it the whole time, though. Just I'll come and get you. I will not be the one inverting the figure. That will be done by our intern. That way, in case anything does happen, it's not me on the line.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. That we're going to have him with his lightsaber lit. Okay. Or not, well, he's obviously it's not going to be lit.
Right.
But
our lightsaber in our.
Holding a lightsaber.
In which hand?
The right hand.
Right hand saber.
And we're going to have whatever hand he would use to hold on to the. I'm just trying to think. I didn't go over the scene because I didn't plan on doing this. But
no, I didn't think you were going to do anything like this, you maniac.
Yeah. This is a bit ambitious.
You think?
I'm thinking he's going to be hanging on. God, I need to go further back so that you can actually see. But I think he's going to be hanging on like this, and we're going to have like one leg kind of bent, and we're going to have to bend his torso kind of like this. So he's going to have his right leg bent like that, and his
now
his left hand.
While you're discussing this, Terry.
Yeah.
Can you hear me here?
I can hear you.
Is that I'm going to have him on a waist cinch, inverted? Is this? I just want to make sure we're right in the same spot. Am I going to have him inverted like this on a waist cinch? Okay.
Yeah.
This is wild, folks. This is wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be quite an experiment.
That we are doing something like this. Terry, while I've got you there, there's one other thing I wanted to show you, and this, I guess, can go for both costume and accessory, and that is because we have the white gloved hands as well as the non-gloved hands. In order to cover the wrist peg, we have these two little cloth parts here. We've seen these on some others, and obviously you would take these off if we were doing a flesh-colored hand.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Just wanted to show you those that do not discard those, folks. When you go to swap something out, they're not just a protective element or something like that. So.
And just to be clear, the spiders have walked off with my regular lightsaber, so I'm going to have to use a dark saber for this show.
Oh, I'm sure you're so disappointed that you have to do that.
Yeah, I hate having to light this thing up.
We're gonna get actually to the frickin' moon.
Can we full screen on Terry so I can see everything he's doing, because I'm having a hard time? Terry, you're going to have to actually, you know what? We're going to use it as a framing element. There we go. I need you in the doorway there. Okay. So I'm here. Boom. I'm just trying to get the arm where you've got it. Kind of a back one there with lightsaber. This up here.
Look how I'm arching my back like that. See?
Okay, and arch the back a little as well. All right. Trying to get it where we need.
The right shoulder should be dropped. See how that is? So you're going to tilt the torso this way and twist it to the right.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right, all right.
Yeah, you're getting it. You're getting it.
I'm getting it. I'm swapping out.
I'm sorry, guy. I'm sorry. The lightsaber should be in the right hand.
Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to be holding the detonator.
Oh, I thought you wanted him holding the detonator, you said.
He's going to be holding onto the cable right here.
Oh, my goodness. I like that you have decided that we will do, in minutes, a complex multi-hour pose. Thank you, Terry Smith.
And we're also live in front of 200
Yeah,
plus
exactly.
people.
Because
If we only do one really awesome pose like this that we couldn't do with any other figure, as opposed to just doing two regular poses, then I'm all for that. This is really awesome.
let's
I'm
see.
really
Now,
hoping...
okay, so we are going to implement this one here. I need to know, because remember it has a front handhold and the large kind of back area. Where am I?
Put it on the D-ring. Put it on the D-ring.
Okay.
Because he clasps it onto the D-ring while he's doing
Yes, that's
this.
the little tweezer one, and that would take a lot of time, Terry. So we're going to hold off on.
No, never mind. Okay, pulling the plug on that one right there.
But that's all right. What I want to know is the gun going to be in hand, or is he supposed to be holding on to this? Where do you want that?
Dealer's choice, baby. Dealer's choice. Whatever you think would be easiest.
All right. Whoop. My goodness, this is a complex pose. Probably, now that I think about it, the most complex pose we've done on the show. But
we also have a note from one of our super fans, part of the Unsealed Team 6 family, Linda. Don't forget the head. Good catch, Linda. Don't forget the head.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Thank you.
I've got to do that too? Oh, for crying out
Sorry,
loud.
Klender.
No, okay, all right. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna.
We're totally doing a
Can't spell
mythos.
collector without Klender.
Yeah.
Linda, we're totally going to do a mythos version of this pose. This is actually just our story, and we're telling it our way, which is my favorite way to do things.
All right. So
Yes.
I am going to extend blast segment
Cool. Awesome.
out. I just want to have that fully out here. My goodness. Okay. We're talking
All right, let's
something
bring in
like
that
this
Yes.
is what we're doing. I'm going to hold like so before we get to any of this inversion. I'm going to kind of hold him here.
I'm thinking the way to do that would be to use that that clamp around just under his armpits.
Okay. So
Okay.
I am going to lift that out, give us as much room as possible.
Yeah.
We're going to do a waist cinch there.
Yeah. And might have to spin it around. Might have to come at it from the front. I don't know. Oh, nope. That's good.
You know what?
Put that up there.
Hang on a second.
And
You know what I didn't do?
people-
I still have it on the snow base and not the AT-AT
fine.
overlay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this kid.
got
AT-AT
this.
overlay.
Oh,
I'm really
Star Wars Celebration called. We're not invited anymore.
Yeah. My badge has been revoked.
Oh, just yours though. Actually, they just called back. So we're
Yeah,
good.
it's just
The rest
just
of us are
mine.
fine. Hey Terry, you want to go?
I didn't want to say anything, man. I just thought it'd be rude, but if you're inviting me, then I'm all over it.
All right, now, I think we've got it. I
Yep, we
am
do.
going to step aside for a moment. You step in. Take a look
Yeah.
at our intern. Now, again, this would be a lot of
AL1N,
tweaking.
yeah. TKAL1N. Yeah.
If I were to
So
do
are-
this again, I might. Because there's not a ton of room in between there. I mean, let's see.
Yeah.
I don't.
yeah.
I'm going to try and lower him a little bit in that, but I do obviously. There's a waist cinch, so there's going to be the tension in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and see just about how far I can go before I worry that I'm going to lose that tension holding the figure.
Now I'm going to offer up an apology to all of our viewers back there because I did not anticipate how complex this was going to be. But at home, if you were going to do this, yes, you'd want to have the helmet off and you'd probably want to have the gun attached to the D-ring. I didn't realize just how much time that would take. We don't have time for that on the show today. So, try to use your imagination to just imagine how you could affect this. And I'm looking at it right now, and I'm 100% positive that you can do something really impressive once you get that gun attached to that D-ring on his waist.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's tweezers and giving yourself some time to do it.
So thanks for indulging me there, Guy, and making the attempt at it. And I think it's a solid attempt. I think it's and you're still tweaking. So
I'm still tweaking, still trying to work with it. Again, it's it would be a lot. Now, how you would attach this to your DTOF, but it is a neat idea to be able to invert a stand like that. Obviously, this is a lot of tweaking from getting this in the D-ring. I would only have extended out the blaster, the grappling gun to keep a nice taunt line on there versus extending it all the way. But this was a first attempt at something like this, but it is pretty darn neat to be able to do it. And you are a maniac for asking me something like this on the fly.
I'm a maniac for more reasons than that, Guy.
Yes, I know.
Just to be clear, just to make everybody aware. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. So congratulations. I think that's our one and only pose for today. Unless you want to try something really quick, but yeah. Let's ask our trooper intern. Should we do
Trooper
another
intern
pose?
says keep going.
Trooper intern says yes. Okay, so we're going to do that.
Thank you, Trooper intern.
Great. Great.
Thank you, Trooper intern. What I'm going to do to kind of show off more of the elements is I'm going to remove the helmet. I am also going to, Terry, I'm just going to dictate that what I need from you is why don't we have this character on Dagobah? And the reason I want to do that is I want to show off the flesh-colored hands and no helmet.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to let you know, Guy, that a shout out from Paul Sun Hyun Lee. He says, fantastic job, Guy.
Paul, thank you so much. And thank you for making my Sundays a lot of fun. I love watching Paul's show. And any show that Paul is in is always fun to watch.
Yeah, if there's one thing Paul knows, it's poses that are upside down.
All our free promo. We've run through all our promo.
Yeah.
He's currently in
sign the check, Paul.
He's currently in I can't remember exactly which town, but he's currently somewhere filming Avatar: The Last Airbender. He's going to be Uncle Appa.
Vancouver.
Right? Is that
He's in the Vancouver area.
Vancouver. Yeah, shooting. So
now,
you can look forward to that being awesome.
Sam brought up an important point. Is Paul the only person on Strike a Pose to attempt an upside down pose? Didn't he do that with a Spider-Man?
He is the only person to attempt it. He actually
so he knows the struggle that I just dealt with.
That's it.
He knows the struggle.
Something else to bond about now.
Exactly.
Hope you guys get a chance to bump into each other at Celebration. I think he said he couldn't go.
Maybe San Diego, but I look forward to it.
Anyway.
So what I have done here, Terry, before we get into however you'd like to pose, is I just wanted to show him back, no helmet, and remove the glove look. So here are your choices, sir. You have right trigger finger blaster,
I already know what I want.
left
Right trigger
gripping,
finger, left,
and a
right,
left relaxed.
Left relaxed, right blaster. Definitely.
And now what you want me to do is levitate this with my mind by using the Force? Is that what you'd like me to do? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'm not saying you give me challenges. You don't. You give me ulcers. No.
Okay, and essentially
Zing.
what this is you have to imagine that he's on top of the X-wing, and R2 has just fallen into the. Oh no! Wait, he's actually on the shore. R2 has just fallen into the water and been sucked up by that swamp monster, and he's just pulled out his blaster, and he's doing this, and he screams R2. Just does that. You got it? All
right. Terry, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Sorry, we lost you mic-wise for a second there, but
okay.
All right. Why don't you turn to the side, because I want to get the trunk twist, the patented Terry trunk twist down, foot placement, any knee bend, as well as the angle of the head. So please turn to the side, right or left. Okay. Ba-boom, ba-boom, boom. Look at that. Did I actually do what Terry asked me? Shocking.
Just like that. Bam.
For once. That's right. It only took 163 shows. I think it's 163. I think that's what Terry had. I think that's what Paul had said. Zoop. A little something like so.
Yep. You got it.
Something that I'm loving, we didn't see that as much on the inverted pose, is the ability for the feet to lay nice and flat, being able to rock side to side, pivot and turn, and get that really cool, fun look on there. If for some reason I wanted to use the stand, which I may, I don't think I'd need the stand, but I think I'd use the Dagobah base, and I'd put that back foot over where the grabber would go, covering that hole and giving it a little more shelf presence.
It looks good, dude. The only thing I would tweak right there is the straps, the suicide straps, the Paul's Unhumanly suicide straps. As I would make sure that the outer parts of them hang lower than the inner parts of them.
Doing it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, nailed it.
Doing it.
Because ideally, that's how they would fall in real life.
Well, there's one person, again, having a viewer who's worn this suit that can tell you about how they manipulate, it's pretty darn cool. I don't know a lot of other live 6-scale posing shows that offer that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. Well, there we go. We got the 2 poses, and that's awesome. I think, I think that's our show. Everybody, keep it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, I sense a presence. A presence I've not felt since the last show.
Oh, it's Dork Barry, my Sith Lord brother.
Master of the dork side.
Guys.
That is Mop.
Well, I just want to say I'm still on the road to Celebration. Super stoked. Ran into this cool Stormtrooper guy and gave me a sticker, but I lost it.
Luke has also just had enough, Barry. Just had enough.
So, hey, Paul.
The timing was so good.
That's Paul, right? Hey, maybe you can tell us more about how to get to Anaheim or what's there.
Freeways, boats.
Did you
planes.
say boats?
I missed the planes, trains, and automobiles joke, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
You totally did.
Yeah, option there.
Well, that. Also, so we'll be at the Anaheim Convention Center Wednesday to Sunday, and you see that. I can't tell if it's part of a hot pocket or if it's a sticker in Barry's hair. If it's a sticker,
both.
Here?
okay.
Here?
Yeah, there you go.
side?
If you find us at Celebration, you're gonna want to say.
Dreadwatch.
Dreadwatch.
Thanks, Terry. Just like less Barry, more Terry on that one. And we'll give you guys some stickers. We have some exclusive stickers that we really only have a few of them. I don't even know how many producer Alan, wherever he is, actually ordered.
We're down.
We don't have a whole lot of them.
So get there early and get there early and finally, yes. Oh, I get my wish.
Branding.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
We just got to get Guy Klender some chola eyebrows.
Side.show/YouTube.
Yes. There'll be a lot of branding. As you can see, there's a lot of empty space. I don't mean
Very excited.
All right, cool. Well, I reckon that's about all the time we have for today's show. Thanks again, everybody, for chiming in for this 3rd rendition of Star Wars Unsealed and Revealed this week. It's unprecedented in my memory, and hopefully we get to do more of that in the future. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Guy, for indulging me with that very difficult to nail pose. Thank you, Paul, for minding the store and making sure that everybody's questions get answered in good order. Thank you to our trooper intern, TKAL1N, for showing up. It's always a delight to see you. And to my brother Barry for showing up again. Never at the same time.
Never at the same time.
Never at the same time. Producer Alan, wherever you are, didn't see you today, but it's good to see you when you are there. Producer Sam, producer Michael, everybody watching from home, thank you all so much. And until next time, don't forget to let your Geek Side show.
Bye, everyone.
And may the force be with you.